Okay, here's another ladder game. Got How Do I Exit Vim? See Vim just replacing away some 2-drops. I guess they know they're going to start with the Primus Fist. But I wouldn't necessarily mind the kind of opening they had there. Sometimes you can get a lot of tempo with those 2-drops. And their opponent is Xelius. Looks like they're starting out with a Fireblaze Obelisk. I think this is just one of the many ladder games that took place over the weekend. I saw Vim get quite high up. And this Fireblaze Obelisk is a bit threatening here. It's quite hard for Songhai to deal with on occasion. They do have a way to kill it here if you jacks it in and then boost your attack with Saber Spine Seal. You can clear it off, which I think you might have to do. Otherwise, it's really going to start killing all your 2/3s. So yeah, it's a bit resource intensive to kill it, but it'll probably pay itself back in a little while. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like they're going to dump their whole hand here as well for tempo, which is just fine. Sure, you're going to be top decking, but Xelius is going to have to deal with all these 2-drops. Like they're not just going into the void; they're going to be on the board generating their own bounty. And Vitruvian doesn't have amazing anti-swarm tools, so it'd be if you can play around Bone Swarm and Star's Fury, these are gonna give you good control of the early game. Dreamcast is pretty nice here, especially alongside First Wish. And Vim has a choice now of how they want to deal with this board, because there's definitely a couple of ways you could do it. Whether you want to hit the 5/3 with Xelius or have Xelius into the 2/1. And then it's also important to think about if you want to, because it's a pretty good spot to use both your 2-drops here, but then you are going to be continually top decking for next turn, maybe more. And it sort of depends what kind of deck Vim's got. If they've got plenty of late game options, they might just be okay to draw into them. But if there's not many, maybe you need to replace hard for them now so that you don't get screwed later. And yeah, this looks like we're going to see everything come out and just be a full clear here. Pretty sure this Mystic's going to kill the Doomcaster. Yeah, there it goes. And this position's played around Star's Fury a little bit. It's played into Bone Swarm, but I think Bone Swarm's slightly less played, but it would be good here. Emerald Rejuvenate is just fine. Oh, but I don't like this Siphon Energy for just -1 attack. I don't think Xelius is under that much pressure where they need to be getting rid of that. And it's not like the bonus attack was making a really good trade here. Yeah, I think that Siphon Energy is a bit wasteful, especially since we seen Vim's hand this Lantern Fox. Of course, it's easy from this perspective to be like, oh, well, he's got a really good target. But I think even if you think maybe they're top decking and might not have it, I think you just hold on to it anyway. I don't think that was a efficient use of that card. It's not like he cast it to make room in his hand. He just 4 cards. And yeah, I think this play is quite strong, just to get a full surround on Xelius. It sets up a nice little board control here, and they're probably not going to be able to move. Yeah, I agree with not attacking with the Primus Fist. You just keep as much HP on that card as possible to have it survive as long as possible. Ooh, this Saimar is actually quite scary when you're low. There is a clear on board, basically, if you trade the Fox in and then Phoenix Fire the remaining 3 HP. Don't think there's a different way to play that. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So I suppose you can follow up with the Grove Keeper and provoke Xelius. I imagine that you'd want to have the Primus Fist provoking Xelius, but not the Blood Tear. Yeah, it's an interesting position because how would you ideally do it? Maybe you have a corner provoke on the Zerix and have Xelius and the Hollow Grovekeeper protect it from a Lightbender or something. I guess Lightbender's not super common in Vitruvian anyway. So yeah, I think playing it sort of anywhere where it's provoking both targets should be fine. Yeah, seems fine to me. And then I think you probably again don't attack with either of your minions, you just leave them on board to trade with whatever Xelius plays on their next turn. Oh, another Aymara. Now, chain Aymaras can be tougher when you don't have Dispel. It looks like Vim doesn't. We'll see if they replace to try and find some, or if they're just going to take this on board trade with the Grovekeeper. Yeah, I think you just trade the Grovekeeper in and drop your own Archon. Yeah, they're going to get quite low off the Dying Wish, but they do have some healing. So it should be okay. Maybe if you're scared, you just drop the Emerald Rejuvenator and the Mystic Primus Fist now. I think that you can probably afford with 2 provokes to just play the Archon. It's going to disrupt them either way. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be that Archon we see. Still, you could be dead if you're Vim here, like a Rash's Curse into something. Although, any sort of thing the Archon does make harder. Oh, but it's just a 3rd Aymara healer. Well, you can live through the turn, or through that Dying Wish, and there's also probably do need to play the Emerald Rejuvenator though after you've dealt with that Aymara. These Aymaras have done a lot of damage to Vim, but they haven't actually won board control. They've just immediately died every turn. Like 5/5 stat for 6 mana isn't. I mean, you know, obviously it's under the curve. Of course, they've kept Xelius healthy, and they might give them a chance to finish the game with some out-of-hand burst. And actually, just noticed that Vim replaced it into Howon. That's really not good. I don't think you can be playing that. It might just kill you. It's interesting to see this Tuskball played here. Just to hit face, presumably, and block. When they could have used it to hit the Dreamgazer and kept a Provoke alive, which I think might have been more valuable here. Still, now all these Aymaras are gone, at least that means there's no... Well, maybe they're still around Rejuvenators, but that's probably most of Xelius' healing. So starting the long journey of equalizing this life total. Imbalance. Fireblaze Obelisk played where Archon can hit it. They could have moved and used their body to body block the Archon here, so it seems a bit weird to give that away. Yeah, I think these Rejuvenators can trade off, and then the Archon's going to kill the Fireblaze. I think Vim might be out of the woods of the most dangerous turns, because it was definitely quite scary the last couple of turns. There might just be out-of-hand damage. Archon is giving them some safety, but when you're that low HP, even Vitruvian can burst that kind of damage. Yeah, I think you probably are going to Rejuvenator and Dancing Blades nothing. Deciding whether you want to pin Xerix in or put it behind him and pin him out. I think you probably just go the conservative defensive spot and play it behind them. It just feels a bit safer to me. That's what they have gone with. Ooh, third wish. So that's going to be used to clear the Archon off here. And I presume with this Rash is going face to set up some kind of kill next turn. Or maybe it's just their sort of most likely way of winning is to get some face damage now. Oh, that's a double first wish. Yeah, if they hadn't played the Dancing Blades in that defensive spot, Xerix could have just walked over and won the game there. So yeah, that was a crucial good decision there. There's no way to win immediately, so I think you probably just want to have Grovekeeper sort of give you... Does that help you get lethal? I don't think it's quite enough even with Spiral. Yeah, no, it's still a little off. So I think you have to have Grovekeeper give you some sort of defensive provokes. I think you can provoke 3 things. You can get like 2 provokes near Xerix and 1 perfect provoke behind Xelius on the wall. I think that's how I do it. Yeah. So that's going to buff up both the minions to increase some damage. And going to move them closer to hit Xerix and just provoke all 3 with the Grovekeeper. It feels pretty good. Just holding onto that Saber Spine Seal. You could just pop it for some burst damage, but you never know what you might need to use it to clear a minion or something. Zenru Blind Scorch combo. Steal anything. So they've answered the 2 main millions of Vim. But has that done enough to save them here? So they've got Provoke, but you can kill it with the Grovekeeper and the Ghost Lightning. And then Spirals for 8. Saber Spine Seals for 3. Which is 11. Yeah, and the Primus Fist is going to hit for 2 more, so I think this should be lethal. If they'll spot it. I don't think it's the hardest, but it's also certainly something you could miss. But yeah, no, it looks like they've seen it. Wow, that was a really close game. Well defensively fought by Vim. They're on a razor's edge almost that whole game. Had to play really nicely defensively to dig themselves out of the damage a triple MR did.